earlier. We have a weak industry and academia relations. We never address in the university education the linkage between industry and academia. That has to be addressed, and I'm hoping our chairman UGC, Faisal, will address in his public and private universities regarding this. Opportunity ahead. What are the opportunities? Global demand is raising in digital technology, advanced manufacturing, renewable energy, and healthcare. If we align curricula, teachers training, and industrial frameworks with these needs, Bangladesh can become a competitive, knowledge-based economy. Well, what we learn from the global modules. Number one, United States. As we see, United States, industry integrated innovation-driven education. Integrated innovation-driven education, now United States are following. The university industry, community college partnership alliance education with market needs, which we don't follow. Institutions like MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, and Arizona State University, embedded problem-solving, entrepreneurship, and real-world project into learning. Real-world project into learning, which we will do it. Policies such as the Workforce, Innovation, and Opportunity Act, WIOA, channels resources into emerging industries like AI, artificial intelligence, clean energy, and cybersecurity. We are far behind in this sector. Let's see what China. China centralized skill development reform. Unified Tibet governance under the Ministry of Education expand vocational colleges and heavy STEAM, science, technology, engineering, and maths. And digital investment support. The Made in China 25 vision. Made in China 25 vision. Do you have a vision like that? Made in Bangladesh 25 vision? No, we don't have. The dual education model blends classroom learning with enterprises-based training. Classroom learning blended with the entrepreneurs and blended it together. That's called training program. Well, Malaysia. Reverse brain drain through strategic scholarship. We all know Mahathir bin Mohamad. He became a very popular leader of Malaysia. Well, the contemporary students, while we were the Dhaka University students, we used to see the Malaysian students, they came here in Dhaka University admitted for higher education. My classmates were Malaysian while I was in Dhaka University in the Department of Chemistry. But nowadays, you see, we are going abroad, Malaysia, for higher education. Why? Because the strategy of Malaysia is reverse brain drain. What they did? They did a talent pool. The better student, they sent abroad with the expenses of the government. And they must return back to home to give the services. Because they spend millions of dollars to send them abroad, and they spend millions of dollars to bring them back home, and that's called reverse brain drain. We are happy. The teacher who taught us in universities, everybody, most of them went to United Kingdom and USA, and they did their PhD, and they came back home as a teacher and teaches us. That's the reason Dhaka University was the best university in the East. Well, nowadays, we don't do anything to create a talent pool and send them abroad, giving them scholarship funded by the government and bring them back home. We don't do it. So, why education will arise? There's no reason to be that. I have big hope that this Honorable, our Chief advisor, Dr. Yunus. He is a Nobel laureate. He is the best educated person, as we believe. And I was hoping he will form this talent pool to create the new students, the meritorious students. He will send them abroad with the government funding and bring them back, making more people like him. More people will get the Nobel. And we can activate the tax also, because you know the Nobel laureate prize won't have any taxes anymore. So we need more Nobel laureates, because that's also another privilege we are giving to them. But unfortunately, we don't see that. Also, we were hoping that this government, they will form an education commission, not the commission just for reform. The commission will be constitutional, and that commission will work as a parallel to the government, as a watchdog, not as an executive. And they will stay in power at least 5 years' time, like election commission, like Dudu, the constitution. That they will watchdog to the education ministry and move parallelly. But we don't see this kind of progress this government has done so far. Well, unify and align. Centralized skill governments under the single authority and link priorities to long-term and industrial policy, which I discussed earlier. Integrated with industry, embedded competency-based market-linked learning across the education levels, which we don't have it. Invest in talent mobility, I discussed about it. Integrating research with the policy. Our ERA agenda draws directly from academic research, particularly human capital and socio-economic development in Bangladesh, and the role of technical and vocational education. As we understand, human capital is the most precious item for us. It is an intangible asset, but it gives our education to give more in developing our human capital. When we can develop our human capital, and as well as we need the socio-economic development through education, especially we consider in Tibet. Strategic pathway for Bangladesh. To make need-based education a driver of economic transformation, EROI proposed, number 1, University Integrated Skill Development Program. University Integrated Skill Development Program. That is our proposal to our Honorable Chair, because he is holding that chair. Dual track, pathways, combining academic degrees with SDP. You know, nowadays, SDP is very crucial for the companies. Employer-led apprenticeship. Real work experience included in the curriculum. Digital accessibility, expanding hybrid and modular learning model for rural learners. We have a very different urban and rural education that has to be more, bringing closer. Policy-driven reform. Updating curricula every 3 to 5 years. We don't do it. We are still following the backdated curricula. Performance-based incentives. We don't have a provision for rewarding. Every DCs are considered the same, every principal are considered the same, every students are considered the same, but we don't have the rewarding process. I hope National DC will go for this. Whoever brings the good, at least we can see some reward is coming up for them. That should be incentive to give the priority to develop their universities. Bangladesh strengths and weaknesses. Young and growing workforce, adaptability, industries like R&D, ICT, and services. This is our strength. Weakness. Weakness is skill gap, which our research at University, he said, the Indian peoples are working here, but we couldn't provide them, we couldn't make as good as like Indian, so they are taking my job market he gave that reference. He said, our engineers are working with Padma breeze, our engineers working in the power generation plant, not as an engineer. They are working as an assistant engineer. But we believe our engineers are better, but we don't give them opportunity or we don't make them that skill. Go every year equipped with a market-ready skill. The day one, our students are not ready for market skill. They are graduating and they are hunting for a job. The unemployment rates are going high and they couldn't find a job. The employer doesn't take them. Why it is so? Because we have not equipped with them. They are not ready with the skill. Every graduate linked to an employment pathways. We don't have that linkage. Every institution aligned with the national and global priorities. We don't have that. What are the actions we can call? Restarting the big picture. We can reset. We say we'll reset it and we'll restart it. But we never reset, we never restart. We are hoping that it should be done, but we never done. Bangladesh stands a critical inflection point. A young population shifted to global economy and narrowing window to transform education into skill powerhouse before LDC graduation by the year 2026. The current system produces graduates faster than it produces employable skill. The mismatch is both an economic risk and a social war. Why we cannot wait? We don't have time to wait because as we all know, the demographic dividend, our position started in 2007 and it should be ended in 2041. So if we cannot start today, right now, this demographic dividend will come to our faith as a demographic burden. The Gen Z and the Alpha generation is the most of the 28% of the workforce will be. And we don't have that much time to wait for. So every year the delay wastes a portion of our demographic dividend. So if we delay, and the dividend will be burdened. Competing countries as Vietnam, the Philippines, the Indonesia are moving rapidly to align education with industry needs. Our neighbor country, they are moving with the industry's needs. Global demand for skill, green energy, AI, cybersecurity, and advanced manufacturing is rising now. Waiting means importing skills instead of exporting. If we wait, we can import all these education people, doctors, engineers, everybody. We are going to export because our main commodity is our population converted to be in manpower. Instead of exporting, we are importing the skills people back in Bangladesh. That's how the country is like. You are driving the car, looking the rear view mirror, putting your car in reverse gear. What I mean we should not do this thing. Driving my car, looking the rear view mirror, putting the car reverse gear, it means we are going backward. That's not today. We have to go forward. What are the key pillars to commit to now? Raise education investment to meet global benchmark. We must invest more to reach the global benchmark. Embedded industry collaboration in every curriculum and training program. Scale, debate, and micro credentials for high growth sectors. Micro credentials for high growth sectors. Guarantee digital and climate resilience in all education infrastructure. Measure relentlessly tie funding and employability and skill relevance. Role for each stockholder. Government commit to stable, increase financing, integrating skill policy with industrial policy. Commit to stable means political stability. I believe our January University VC, he chose his topics, need-based education in Bangladesh. I asked him to deliver his keynote speech by the 10th of this month. But he was so busy to make his university stable, not involve this time the judge election, and all this makes him not to write, and he didn't have any time. And finally, last night, this morning, 2 o'clock, he finished it. So in this unstable situation in the university, how could the university do it? I waited, sir, till he gives me the paper, then I'll write something. He texted me the paper 3 o'clock in the morning, then I start writing. That's the reason I was drinking coffee. I started writing from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock, what he wrote in this paper, and I have to write it back. So if the university is not stable, you were the luckiest one, while I was a state minister, the university and all the education sector was good. There was no interruption. But nowadays, the VCs are always an interruption. If I can address your another student, our National University VC, I mean, let's say 3 people came, he made them happy giving one, governing body president. That's my friend came to me. I called him up. He gave one. Okay, you be the president of this governing body. And he came next week another one. When he couldn't give to another one to him, he's annoyed and telling me that this is not good. So he's addressing all these universities, nearly 2,300 colleges under his 555 government colleges, and nearly 75% of the students under his national university. So he couldn't run his office properly. The VCs, they are not doing properly. Our distinguished guest for VC of the Open University, he is supposed to be Professor Obaid, the VC of our Open University, but he couldn't attend for his another university problem. So he sent his representative, he will speak later on. He's a pro VC admin of the Open University, and we'll hear from him. That's called commit to step. Increase financing, which they discussed. We don't see the Bhutan is getting how much you say, 6% of their GDP, but we don't have it. We are always below 2. This government is the same thing. Nothing has changed. No matter who comes, no matter tomorrow some other government will come. They don't look for education because the country is falling behind, but nobody cares about education. Integrated skill policy with the industry, we never had it, we never learned it, we'll never do it, but I hope now we'll start from this point. University and integrated institution, rapidly updated curricula, embedded in real-world projects, and adopt a flexible learning pathway. Industry offers apprenticeship, co-investment in labs, which one none of the industry did in their life in Bangladesh. No example here in our country. Development partners, we don't have it. Civil society doesn't work for us. Now, let me conclude my statement. We have the vision, the roadmap, and the tools. What we need now is commitment, political, financial, and social. If we act together, Bangladesh can move from being a low-cost labor economy to a high-skilled, innovation-driven nation by the next 10 years. The question is no longer whether we can, but whether we will. This transformation is not simply about revising curriculum. This is not just revising our curriculum. It is about reshaping how Bangladesh thinks about learning, skills, and opportunity. It must be reshaping. It is about reshaping how Bangladesh thinks about learning, skills, and opportunity. The next decade must be the era when we channel our youthful energy into becoming skilled, innovative, and globally competitive workforce by aligning education with more market needs, strengthening industry, partnership, expanding access of both Tibet and higher education, and investing in lifelong learning. I mean lifelong learning. We can move from labor-driven economy to a skill-powered nation. Hope the future will be good for us. Thank you everybody listening to me, and thank you everybody giving us the time, and we hope the better Bangladesh will come ahead to us. Thank you everybody. Assalamu alaikum. আমি আশা করব যে বাংলাদেশে ভবিষ্যৎ প্রজন্মের নাগরিকদেরকে সুশিক্ষিত জাতি গঠনে সহায়তা করার জন্য একটি ট্যালেন্ট পুল গঠন করা হবে। এই ট্যালেন্ট পুল থেকে বাংলাদেশ ফান্ড করে তাদেরকে বিদেশ পাঠাবো এবং তাদেরকে সুশিক্ষিত বানিয়ে বাংলাদেশ সরকার আবার তাদেরকে দেশে নিয়ে এসে আমাদের রিভার্স ব্রেন ড্রেনকে বন্ধ করে এই জাতিকে সামনের দিকে নিয়ে যাবে এবং মানব সম্পদের সরবরাহ করে আমরা বিশ্বে একটি উন্নত জাতি হিসাবে প্রতিষ্ঠিত করতে পারবো। সেটি হচ্ছে ERI থেকে আজকের এই অনুষ্ঠানে সকলের প্রতি আহ্বান। ধন্যবাদ আপনাদের সবাই।
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing your insights. Ladies